All right, just wanted to make a quick video. I'm can't even tell what I'm working on, but got the Losi DBXL 2.0, and let me take you over here. Sorry, I don't know if you got the lighting's pretty good, but so I was riding this thing. I just put this pipe on. I'm having a little issue getting this thing tuned right. But it's kind of ripping. It seems like it's got like a power band on it. And all of a sudden I was riding it and it felt like the clutch went out. Like it just barely even moved. I'm like, fuck, something's wrong with the clutch. And then I started kind of, taking this thing apart. But I actually already took apart the center diff. I pulled it out. Everything looks good. It was low on fluid. I put 50 weight in there, topped it off. I just put everything back together. Everything looks good. A little bit of a pain in the ass, excuse me. It's a little bit of a pain to do this, but you kind of take these screws out right here, pull it out. I took these 4 screws right here, and then I actually took this part out right here, the little servo horn, I believe it's whatever you want to call it. Pulled it out, turned it to the side, and then I had to take these servo out and these 2 screws right here, and it was this bracket that kind of holds the center diff in, but I kind of had to pull it out, turn it to the side. Then underneath this is 4 screws, and you can kind of finagle it. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but then I was having trouble doing it, so I pulled the front clip off because the dog bone is in here. But it's not that bad once you do it. So I would recommend pulling the front end off, getting the dog bone out of the way, doing these screws, taking your time, keeping track of these little, like where everything goes on your brake. And then, but anyways, put that back in. Here's the rear right here, and I started looking at the rear, and I was like, I was spinning it and putting my hands right here on the hubs, whatever you want to call them, and then I feel like I had good pressure. So I haven't rebuilt this one yet, but I came over here, and here's the front. As soon as I started messing with the front, man, it's all pulled apart right now. I started to spin these, and man, it felt like it was just on air. I'm like, what is going on? I said, it's got to be this front diff. I just pulled it apart. It was a little low. This takes 30K or whatever it is. So I just topped it off, but took this whole damn thing apart. And right here on your front left, I guess you call it your axle, your dog bone, I don't know what you want to call it, your axle. I realized this piece sheared off. It looks like, you can't really see it, but this goes in here, but it's supposed to be a dog bone that looks more or less like this in here. That goes in here. So anyways, and it looks like something happened, got caught up, if you can see right there, kind of broke in. And so I think I'm gonna order new, what is it, new hub carrier or whatever you want to call it, I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm gonna figure it out and then put it in. But I just want to make this small video. It was because I just started messing with this card, kind of learning it, but yeah. So this was a weak point, I guess, and it sheared off and kind of made the car feel like the clutch went out, because I was about to take apart the clutch as well too. But I'm going to follow back up. I'm going to put everything back together. I'm going to order some new parts, and then I'll do another video to follow up. But just want to do a quick, information video if anybody ever comes across this, because this would have helped me. Thank you. Bye. All right, I'm back. I got some parts in. What is this called? Racing, GTB Racing. Got this off Amazon. Also got this. I don't think I really needed it. I was getting ready to upgrade and do all this expensive stuff, but I just got the OEM stuff for now. I don't think I'm going to change it out, but it's, I'll look when I open it up and decide if I want to. Yeah, this is, I guess this upgraded, it's a little bit thicker, maybe heavier. I don't know if it's more heavy duty, kind of see what it is, but for the front and got the rear, comes that it was like 90 bucks, 95 bucks I think on Amazon. So I'm not going to replace the rear right now, but I am going to do the front. Yeah, let me pull this thing apart and get it in, and then I'll come right back. Thanks. All right, so just got front dog bones, axles, whatever you want to call them, back on. Just installed the front clip, got everything back. This thing is pretty easy to work on. I think it's bigger, I don't know. But yeah, everything's good. I don't think there's anything wrong with the rear clip, but while I got it, I'm gonna take it apart and clean it, check the diff, put it back together, and get it back on. So I'll, let me wrench and I'll be right back in 1 second. All right, just kind of in the middle of everything. I had to pull off the spoiler. And the only reason why were these shock towers were it's kind of in the way. I had to pull the spoiler out, pull the shocks down to the side. It's pretty easy getting the diff out, and all you're doing is these little kind of retainers right here go right here over top. Get a better angle. And obviously this diff goes inside like this, and it kind of just, these little retainers kind of go over top. It's a little tight. Got these two little screws back here, one right here, and one right here, which are those little screws like that. Once you pop them out, and you just gotta get a little force, gotta tap it with the screwdriver, kind of finagle it out, and it pops right out. Pull these little rubber boots back. I think I'm gonna keep these stock ones on. There's nothing wrong with them. I know I got the new ones, but when they break, then I'll put them on. I'm kind of a firm believer. Don't change it unless I need to. But yeah, that's it. And then another thing I realized too is I ordered all these things, and you can buy these little rebuild kits for like 10 bucks. So I'm probably gonna buy a rebuild kit and rebuild these and have these as my spares or something. I didn't know that. If I would have known that, I wouldn't have spent the 90 bucks. But you live and you learn. But I'm gonna split this apart, and this gets 30 weight. There's the stuff I'm using right here, some tracks and stuff. But I'm gonna put that in, make sure it looks good, put it back in, and then be right back in a sec. All right, I got the rear end done. Put the 30 weight in there, put it all back together. And he said, get the stock dog bones. It runs a lot better. At first it was, I didn't know what was going on. I took this whole thing apart, which was kind of fun because I haven't had to do this yet. So yeah, it's all back together. I'm gonna actually mess with this carburetor because I put this pipe on, and I feel like as soon as I did it, it wasn't running right. So I'm gonna redo, put everything back to stock settings. I forget what it is, but I'll probably make another video on that. But yeah, this was just a quick one. I wanted to put something together, and I thought it was some of the center diff or the clutch, and thought it was this and thought it was that, and all it was just right over here, just broken dog bone right here in the, I guess the axle carrier or whatever we call it. And yeah, that would probably have fixed it, but I will do another video of this thing running. But thanks again.